involves which was the topic, ostensibly the topic for that day. And I'll just throw that in there because there's a lot of blank space on the tape. Other than that, just a friendly hello, and since I was throwing this out to you, I thought I'd substitute this for a letter. I appreciate your letter, along with the envelope the last time and all the good information, and I hope to see you real soon. Take care.
Open this formal hearing so that we can comply with North Carolina statutes, and then we will adjourn this public hearing for the second set of rules as well as the general public meeting at the courthouse. So that's the idea, is we will open the meeting here, formally open the meeting, then we will close this meeting and adjourn to the courthouse where there are, we hope, adequate seats for everyone, and everyone outside will be able to also get into the meeting. So with that, I declare that this formal public hearing is in session, and that we will continue the business of this public hearing at the county courthouse as soon as we can all arrive down there safely. Please take your time, we will wait. And now the meeting is adjourned.
Mandated that that be done, and we're here to comply with that. Dr. Alfred Turner of the University of North Carolina and chairman of the commission is going to conduct that hearing. And after that, we are going to show you on maps on the screen which areas have been excluded as possible sites for hazardous waste treatment facilities. After that, we are here to hear anything that anyone wishes to say on this subject. Now, Richmond County is here. Many of you are concerned about a low-level hazardous radioactive waste. Let me start over. You see, I'm nervous too. Many of you are concerned about a low-level radioactive waste site because Richmond County has been designated as one of 4 possible sites. This hearing is not about the radioactive facility. It is about the hazardous waste treatment facility. That is a rotary kiln incinerator, a landfill for the ash that comes from that incinerator, and a 10,000 ton solvent recovery facility. So that's what we're here to talk about. Thank you for coming, and you've been so patient with all the confusion of places to have this meeting. We appreciate your being here, and are anxious to hear what you have to say, and we promise you to listen to all of it. Dr. Turner?
Thank you very much, Mary. Let me add my appreciation and the appreciation of the Commission for your presence tonight. We really do appreciate you being here. We are really guests in your county. This is your county. let me introduce the rest of the commission members that are here. If you have not gotten the handout that we had prepared, it's the back of the courtroom on the table. It lists all the commissioners, their current jobs, as well as their homes and telephone numbers if you're interested. You obviously met Mary, who just made the comments. On my right, and to Mary's right, is Dr. Lonnie Sharp. To my left is Mrs. Dot Kilpatrick, and I'll explain the rule of procedure in just a minute. We're going to hold a public hearing because this is required by statute, and we are committed to this by submitting this information to the Office of the Public Administration. After the public hearing, which will be related only to the rules, we'd like to show you, with the assistance of our contractor, the first map that was produced and shows those areas of the state that have now been excluded from consideration. They will explain how this was done. We will give you an opportunity when that's over, of course, to ask any questions or to make any comments you would like to make. When we have finished the public hearing and the map presentation, we will open the meeting to general discussion. Many of you are signed up requesting an opportunity to speak. I have the list. We will take the people on that list. We will ask you, if you will, please to hold your comments to 5 minutes each so that everybody who wants to speak will have a chance to speak. That was a question directed to us in the telephone call to our office. Up until Tuesday morning of this week, we had no knowledge of this option. We are in no way connected with that option. We do not have knowledge of it other than the same knowledge you have that has appeared in the newspapers. I would like to point out, and maybe this will be useful knowledge, that any entrepreneur in North Carolina, there's nothing in North Carolina statute that would prevent any private entrepreneur from finding a site, and if they can get permitted, constructing a hazardous waste treatment facility. There are no laws or rules that I'm aware of that would prevent that. Please keep in mind that I said if they can get a permit. We have to go through the permitting process just like any private entrepreneur would have to. If they can find a site, if they can get a permit, there is nothing that would stop them from constructing a facility. This is like any other industry coming into the state and looking for a site and building a plant. We haven't, believe me, we have absolutely nothing to do with that option. We are not connected with it in any way. And I will tell you how we are doing the siting process and the procedures that we have to go through, and maybe that will explain even further. The commission is required by the General Assembly, we are charged by the General Assembly with locating a site for a hazardous waste treatment facility. Hazardous waste treatment facility. We have no connection to the low-level radioactive waste authority. They're looking for a facility to dispose of low-level radioactive waste. Hazardous waste is not low-level radioactive waste. This facility that we are trying to find a site for will not handle any medical waste from hospitals or clinics or dentist office or veterinary clinics. It will not handle any medical waste or any low-level radioactive waste. It will not handle any community solid waste. The solid waste is in North Carolina. That's going to speak. Thank you, Mr. Maloney.
Okay, my name is Bob Maloney. I'm from the city of Hamlin. I'm somewhat at a disadvantage because I thought that you were going to discuss the site select rules on the second session before we had a chance to speak. Speak up! Can't hear you.
Hey, take the link out of the...
Is that better?
Bob.
How about it now? Can you hear it any better now?
Hold the mic up to you, Bob.
Okay, in any event,
sitting over and taking a look, Bob.
In any event, I thought that the 6 items would be discussed by y'all and explained to us before we had a chance to comment on them. But since they haven't been, I'll just go with what I have. I have a question. I have a number of questions. One is that I'm concerned about we have exactly 7 days to make comment on something that will take a lifetime for us to live through, for us to be involved with. Anytime major decisions are made, primarily purchases, we're given 30 days in which to change our minds. Seems to me like a rule could be added to this committee's site select prerequisite, a minimum of 30 days for us to give consideration to what your criteria is, for us to have a chance to study what your criteria is. Okay. Secondly, I think that another item for your criteria should be that any site that's presently being considered for a low-level nuclear waste site be automatic reason for non-consideration by your committee for hazardous waste site. That should be emotionally and economically, this county has already lived through hell, and we haven't even started yet. The last thing that I would like to question is the item number 4 and number 5. Number 4, I think, dealing with the ability the inability to put this in a municipality unless it happens to be an industrial site. And item number 5 saying that if it were in an unincorporated area, we will exclude these areas if they have more than 500 people per mile, which immediately and instantly eliminates all major metropolitan areas. If we are going to build a safe and sound site, could it not be that this site could be safe and sound in Charlotte, Winston-Salem, Raleigh, or any other major metropolitan area where 99.9% of our hazardous waste is currently being produced, in those areas realizing 100% of the profits? We don't need their waste.
I think that, would you believe I've lost the list? That might be low. Mrs. Flora is our next speaker. Mrs. Flora? Thank you.
I'm Ann Slaughter. I'm from Lawrenceburg in Scotland County. Many of you have seen me testify at this hearing many times. I would like to add my voice to the gentleman who just sat down about this rule that uses population density as a citing criteria. I read your justification over a dozen or more times. I do not think that it's adequate. I do not think that it gives any answer to the people's concerns. And I would like you to know that this goes back to people in Scotland County as far as April of 1984 that we have been trying to get a question answered, and that is if these facilities are going to be as safe as you say they are, what does the population density have to do with it? I have with me a letter from Dr. Linda W. Little, Executive Director of the Hazardous Waste Management Board, and it was written about Scotland County's efforts. It was written in June 20th of 1984. She wrote to Dr. Daniel Textoris, who was a geologist working for SCAT in Scotland County. And she let us know that if we didn't want the hazardous waste facility, then we should not expect to have industry that generated it. Therefore, I believe that your exclusion by this criteria of the places that generate most of the waste is a terrible thing that you're putting on the people in this state who choose to live in a small community. I have never had an answer to that question either. And your justification certainly does not answer. And I just could not stay home and not add my voice one more time. I've been
In the course of a formal public hearing, excuse me just 1 minute, Mr. Wall, if you don't mind. We accept the comments. We can only tell you that not only are we required by law, but we are committed to considering every comment before they are made permanent rules. After we have finished this formal part of the public hearing, if you'd like for us to comment on anything that's said during the formal public hearing, we'll be glad to comment. Mr. Ronald Wall.
My name is Ronald Wall. I'm on the town council in Ellaby, co-vice chairman of the City Council of Government. I'd like to speak to item 5. Likewise, Richmond County, Montgomery County, and Anson County are predominantly rural, therefore agricultural. If you exclude all areas with populations of 500 per mile, and then turn around because the agricultural farmer, the individual who is supplying us with our food, that he's going to have to host a hazardous waste